Sam, thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
Go ahead and just talk a little bit about how the Challenge Cup has been for you so far, and then looking ahead to your first official home match tomorrow.
Yeah, I think we're off to a great start. I think for me personally, it's a big jump from the college game, but one that's been really fun and exciting. The level obviously in this league is, I mean, you're among the best in the world. So just kind of managing the emotions with that for me has been really important, but I'm just focusing on a game at a time and just trying to get better every game. The back line has been so helpful in communicating to me and talking to me throughout every match and helping me find my way in a role that's still somewhat new. But I've just been having a ton of fun and learning as I go and taking everything in stride. And I cannot wait to be at home tomorrow in front of the fans. Obviously, we got a little taste of that with the preseason tournament, but I'm sure that this will be like double that excitement and hopefully a bigger crowd. So I can't wait to finally experience what a real home match at Providence Park is like. And yeah, just again, taking it a game at a time, focusing on Angel City, and we go from there.
We'll start questions off with Grant Little from Stumptown Footy.
Hey, Sam, thanks for taking the time. I'm
Yeah.
wondering how the team is feeling after the first two games of the Challenge Cup. What do you think the team has done well, and where do you think the team needs to improve as the tournament and season progresses?
Yeah, I think our first game went as most first games do. We did some really good things, and then there were some things that we knew needed to be better. It was, I think, a little chaotic and overwhelming. We never really found our rhythm. But again, I don't think I've ever been a part of a first game of any season at any level where it hasn't really gone like that. But our second performance against San Diego, I think, was a great step forward for us. But again, we know we can be better and we know the areas that we need to improve. I think one of those is just being ruthless and dangerous in our attack. I think we love having the ball. We love having rhythm. We love connecting passes, obviously, and keeping it. But we have so many dangerous players. We can be a lot more dangerous, I think, going forward than we have been. And I think we could have penalized San Diego a little bit more than we did. But again, I think it's super important to just recognize the strides we made even between that match against OL and then our match against San Diego, especially playing a new expansion team, their first home game, like just managing all those emotions and our surroundings was difficult. And I thought that we did it really, really well. And so we have a lot to be proud of in regards to that match. And again, I think we know exactly what we need to do to take more steps forward tomorrow against Angel City.
Sam, can you talk a little bit about your transition from a college being an attacking mid towards now a six, a more defensive sided mid?
Yeah, it's been a fun transition. It's been definitely a wild one. I would say I'm naturally just attacking minded. So kind of bringing that element into the six role has been, I think, very beneficial for me and the people around me. I just naturally like think forward and I want to go forward. And sometimes I gotta like tell myself, well, you gotta hold now, like you have more defensive responsibility, which is definitely new, but I'm loving this role. I think it's really unique in that I get to be on the ball a lot. I get to kind of quarterback as much as I can and hopefully help the team find a rhythm and a good tempo of the game. It's very different than what I'm used to, but I think, again, every game I'm kind of finding my footing more and more and just kind of trying to add another weapon in my arsenal and just kind of blend the roles that I've been in the past, whether that's 8 or a 10, and bring that now to this new position. I think the role of the six kind of gets like deemed just defensive, but I don't think that's the truth at all. I think a lot of attacks can start there. And I want to be able to bring the balance of both, being strong defensively, but then also being attacking minded, being forward minded, wanting to go forward, being ruthless in the attack, and being able to start big plays for us.
Grant, did you have any more questions?
Yeah, I can go for a couple more if no one else is asking questions.
Sorry, we have time for one more. Sam has a meeting here in a minute.
All right, Sam, I was wondering if you could talk about the dynamic and development of the midfield trio in the last game. It seemed like you were obviously the six, like you were just talking about. Yaz was a bit more of a box-to-box 8 with Hina ahead as a 10, drifting wide and getting forward. Can you talk a little bit about that dynamic and how it changed from the first game?
Yeah, I think kind of going back to the point I made earlier, just about continuing to find our rhythm and shake off some of like the preseason jitters. I think the more that we play together, the more we know each other, the more we kind of understand each other's tendencies, what each other likes, what kind of movement we tend to lean on or depend on. And so we're really just getting to know each other. I mean, Hina and I are both obviously new players in the system, and Yaz has been here for a year. So we're definitely a newer midfield, and it will continue to look different, but we're really just learning about each other and focusing on our communication and just how we can, in the middle of the park, just like set the tempo for the team, control the game. I think a big part of our system is always wanting to get our midfielders on the ball. And so we're just trying to continue to get comfortable and brave in doing that, and learn more about each other. But again, we are just learning as we go, and we're only 2 games in, and I think we're already starting to be super dangerous and really helping this team win games and find steady rhythm throughout those 90 minutes.